Everybody, this is Mr. C, and I wanted to give you a quick video tutorial on getting stuff into Google Earth. You've noticed in our textbook, the Marshak Essentials textbook, 3rd edition, that it has these Geo Tours that you can do, and I've mentioned that you can get some extra credit for working with those. To look at those, or to look at other information, like about earthquakes, that you can get off the web, you need to know how to get that information into Google Earth. So what I wanted to do here was take a little movie from my screen while I used Google Earth and show you how to get some of that information into it. You go to earth.google.com to download the software, and I'll bet a lot of you have probably already done that or worked on somebody else's computer who had Google Earth. So a lot of you may know how to get the program and install it. The thing I want to try to show you here is how to get information off the web to add into Google Earth. So let's look at an example of that. Here I'm just looking at the Earth, moving around with the navigation tools. Right now I'm doing left mouse button, click and drag, just to kind of rotate the Earth around. And I want to be able to get some extra data for this. So let's use those Geotours as an example. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to our class webpage here, our Geology 10 class, and we've got this link down here for Geo Tours. So I'm going to go to that, and here that links us to a page where the publisher has given us these files to download to try to put into Google Earth. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit the download Geo Tours, and I'm going to download this linked file into a folder that I've got on my computer somewhere. I did a right-click, save link as, so that I could pick where I wanted to save this. So now I'm downloading, and it's pulling down about a 1.5 megabyte file. So this will be downloaded fairly soon, and then I'm just going to open that file in Google Earth. Kind of like if you downloaded a word processing file and you were going to open it with your word processing program. So I'm going to go back to Google Earth here. And now I'm going to go up to File, Open, and then I can look around. I think I put this folder on the desktop, and I've got this file here called geotours.kmz. When you work with Google Earth, you're going to see these letters KM, and usually it's going to be KML or KMZ. That refers to something called keyhole markup language. Google Earth kind of evolved from a program called Keyhole, and I think Google bought that. So what I basically want to do is just open this file. What that's going to do is over here on the left side of the screen, you see that I've got different places I can visit. And Google creates this folder called Temporary Places, and it has put this KMZ file into Temporary Places. So I can then click the little triangle and continue clicking these triangles, and then I see all of this content here for these Geotours. Now in this first video, I don't want to play around with the Geotours too much. You can go to them, you can start to look at things, and you can start to explore them. For example, in plate tectonics, I can go down here to, say, worksheet 2. I can turn on seafloor age map, and I can start to get some information about seafloor ages. So by clicking around in here, I can explore the Geotours. Main thing I wanted to show you here, though, was how to download and open these files if they have names like KMZ or KML. So I'm going to turn some of that stuff off and kind of tidy this up a little bit with the triangles. But you can see that I've now taken this Geotours data, this KMZ, and opened it in Google Earth. Okay, let's go get some more interesting data. Let's say we want to go to the class web page and look at the blog. I put a recent blog entry on here in the wake of the big earthquake in Haiti. I put on one about the Haiti earthquake and another about earthquakes in Google Earth. Well, this blog entry has got a link to a really nice US Geological Survey website, this one here, that has lots of KML and KMZ files that we can download for Google Earth. For example, they've got real-time updated earthquakes for the past 7 days, whatever those 7 days are, prior to the date you're looking at it. And you can do them by age or by depth. So you can click on these links and you can download KMZ or KML files. And in some cases, like these here, Google Earth will actually refresh every 5 minutes and pull in the latest data. For earthquakes, you can look at intensity of ground motion on these shake maps. You can look at faults and folds that are young, that have some potential to be active. Geologic maps in the San Francisco Bay Area, things about the Hayward Fault earthquake in 1868, the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. This one here, called LiDAR, shows some data that was acquired by laser that shows the ground surface very accurately. See this thing here? That's Memorial Stadium at UC Berkeley. So if you transfer to Berkeley, you're going to be living right on top of the Hayward Fault. Here's a Google Earth file you can download, digital map of the Hayward Fault. So if I want to get one of these types of data in, let's say I want to go to real-time earthquakes colored by age. Here again, I'm going to do a right-click, download linked file, put it into the folder where I want to. That downloaded pretty quickly. Then I'm going to go back to Google Earth, and it's the same deal. File, open, and then I can open that, and now, boom, it's opened the KMZ file, and I'm looking at real-time earthquake data around the world. In fact, this is also handy for learning about plate tectonics because the plate boundaries are shown in this Google Earth KMZ file. So, for example, let's go to Haiti, where this large, very damaging earthquake has recently occurred. In this area, plate boundaries are shown in different colors. They don't actually show the fault here that this earthquake occurred on because it isn't generally considered the major plate boundary in this area, but they do show structures that are part of the plate boundary. For example, this red thing here, that's a divergent boundary. This green thing is a transform boundary. If we zoom out, we can find boundaries in blue. Those are convergent boundaries. And so it gives us information on recent earthquakes. If we go into the area around the capital of Haiti, around Port-au-Prince, we can look at recent earthquakes here. This one's probably the main shock. Yeah, magnitude 7.0, Haiti region. That gives us a little information. We can click on this again, go to that link, and it gives us USGS earthquake information. We can go to this details from USGS website, and that's going to give us technical information about the earthquake. We can do view shake map. If I click on that, it's going to download another file here, this one that says shake map 2010 RJA6, and this shows us the intensity of shaking as reported by people in the earthquake region. If you ever click on something and it puts a map on top of your Google Earth view, this slider here is useful. This is transparency, and you can go from not seeing the overlay map to seeing it very strongly. So that transparency slider can be pretty useful. And we see here, for example, that in the region around the epicenter, we've got very strong shaking. If I turn that transparency up, we're getting up towards intensity 8 and 9, which is very damaging, particularly in the developing world. So these are some ways that we can get data into Google Earth. The basic deal is you download a KML, you download a KMZ, and you do File, Open in Google Earth. And some of this stuff, like this real-time earthquake list, will actually update every so often. So you can use Google Earth kind of like Google Reader for reading RSS feeds. Okay, that's the first Google Earth video. I'll probably do some more about how to use it and look at things and play around. And definitely go to Google's web pages, to earth.google.com, because they've got tons of tutorials and tons of information about how this stuff works.